Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome each and every one of you to a new League of Legends video. So as of patch 5.24, there have been some significant changes to Azir. On paper they may not seem like it's a lot, but when you see it in practical use, you'll understand that this is actually quite ridiculous. I'll also have two videos linked down below in the description because they gave me the idea for this and they're also very good videos. So let's take a look at exactly what this new shifting sands mechanic really does for Azir. So before, if Azir ever caught up to his soldier while using shifting sands, he would instantly stop at that location and the soldier may still continue, but now you see that Azir follows the soldier the full way no matter what. So if you've never played Azir before, or only maybe a couple of games, well, this is actually quite easy to do. All you have to really do is use your E ability on the soldier, and as you're about to connect to the soldier, you use the Q ability in a different direction. So let's take a look at one in slow motion to further understand this. So first, of course, you start off by having a soldier actually placed somewhere. The first thing you want to do is use your E ability on the soldier. Now the trick here is to wait until you're almost touching the soldier or at the end location of that soldier before using the Q, as you see in this clip right here. Now the reason this works as so is because when you are at this stage and on top of this soldier and then use the Q, that soldier right there's Q range is actually the full range as if you were just normally standing beside the soldier and then using your Q. So with this you can go the maximum duration and it's very effective. Just make sure you have your cursor at the other location that you want to go, as you see in the north part of the screen, and all you gotta do is press Q in that direction as you reach the soldier's location with the initial part of the E ability. So this makes even tricks that were somewhat difficult before, like the famous banana trick with Azir, a lot more simple to the point where you really can't mess it up. So naturally, some of the things you are able to do with this new trick and mechanic are much more simple than others, but again, the fact that the possibilities are there is the main thing. Now, even though it is so much more simple, it is still very easy to mess up, so you have to be careful and at least get a few practice games in to know not only where you can actually do the most efficient types of jukes or just overall mechanics with the new E, but also just for the sake of not messing up, because you can still mess up by going to the soldier and then using the E ability too late and just not moving anywhere at all. But there's really more to this mechanic than I just showed, and it really just comes down to throwing in your ultimate in between what you just did with that first example. Now I want to throw this out, this is much more difficult. It took me a very long time to understand how this works, and even then it is still difficult. But this is definitely one of the coolest things I have seen with Azir ever since his release. So now prior to this change, the best way to insect your target with Azir is to throw down your soldier that you use for the harass, and then you want to simply just go behind the target with the EQ combo, of course hitting them with the E usually to knock them up or at least to get right on top of them, and then you ult them back to your team. But the problem with this is that it sometimes will require you to use your flash, but it'll also put you in the heat of the battle, probably beside the rest of the enemy team, and it can be very dangerous. So this is where the new mechanic comes in with his ultimate. Now again, this is very difficult, so I highly recommend practicing it maybe in a custom game with a friend. But you essentially want to do the same thing that you did in the first trick that I showed, but just add your ultimate right after you use the Q ability. So let's look at that once again in another example before we take a look at it in slow motion to really further understand how and why this works. So you see there, the example is very similar to the first one. Again, you just throw in your ultimate and it works as so. So I'm sure most of you are scratching your head wondering, how do I do this? Well, let's look at it in slow motion. So you have your soldier ready to go. Use the E ability on that soldier, and the second you reach its destination, use the Q, and then right after the Q, you want to start using your ultimate. The timing is actually quite precise on when you press the R button for your ultimate, and if you mess up, it'll simply not go at all, or it will go really late into the ability. So it definitely takes a bit of practice, but it is an absolutely ridiculously cool mechanic. So that right there is about it for this video, guys. I hope you did learn something new, and the new mechanic for Azir is probably going to be used quite a bit now, and I think that this might make Azir very, very strong, especially once people really learn how to use this new mechanic. So if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button to show your support. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and check out my other videos as well, and I really hope to see you for the next one. Peace!